Okay, so now we're going to turn it and start row 8. And I got to make sure I get my yarn here. All right, so row 8, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're just going to do a normal double crochet, but we're going to do through both loops like a normal double crochet. All right. But we're almost halfway through. This pattern is kind of a 16 row repeat pattern, but based on when the rows are turned, sometimes it's a different, you might do a front loop or a back loop double crochet. That might be a little bit different, but I have outlined it in the pattern, the written pattern, which is on the website. I've made sure I've outlined it because I wanted to keep the texture all on one side. So we have that 8th row done. Now I've turned it. So we have some nice texture going on here. So now in row 9, we're going to alternate the front post and the back post double crochet. So I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So, and you can start front post, back post, it doesn't really matter. So for the, I guess I'm just going to start back post. So here we go, back post, double crochet, yarn over, front post, double crochet in the next one. And yarn over, back post, double crochet. And we're doing just as it says. We're alternating between the front post and the back post. And again, this gives you a completely different look than below where we did a whole row of front post and a whole row of back post. It again is a completely different look just by doing this. It's just the coolest thing. And you're still doing your double crochet and achieving your nice and easy pattern to work with. And that worked up very quick with the front and the back loop double crochet, or back, front and back post double crochet. So you can see, remember we had our front post, and then we had our back post, and then we had our front loop and our back loop crochet, and now we've had our alternating front and back loop. So isn't that, I think that's just pretty neat. I love the look of that. So okay, so we're ready on row 10. So we'll continue on with row 10, which is a double crochet. It kind of, you know, gives us a chance, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and it just gives it a chance to make that. Remember, in order to have texture, sometimes you have to have, you know, a rows without texture. If the whole thing was textured, the rows with texture would not pop as much. So that's why you have in between, I have my rows of just regular double crochet. So we're doing this double crochet, and I'm kind of, you know, I think you get the picture of double crochet, so I'm just moving through it quickly here for you. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I want to be able to show you how I worked this pattern. So that is row 10. Here's the back. The back does have the nice texture from that particular row, a front post and back post double crochet, but here we go. 10 is done, and then 11, we're going to work right here. We're going to work in the back loop. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to do the back loop double crochet, which is going to give us nice texture again. There we go. Nice little bit of a ridge. And the back loop gives you a little bit more texture than the front loop, I think, but the front loop still has a nice little line of yarn going through it that just adds, it just makes it more visually appealing. And my yarn is pulling here. I'll have to get more. I just have to do a double crochet in that last stitch. How about that? Row 11's done, and I'm going to get a little bit more yarn here. Row 12, we're going to turn it here. In row 12, we have a double crochet. So chain 3, 2, 3, and then we are going to do our double crochet and through both loops, right? So a normal double crochet through both loops. Oops. Yeah, almost done. Okay, and one more stitch to go. And then I'm going to turn it. Row 12 is done. We are on to row 13. Row 13 is a front loop or front post and a back post double crochet, just like we did down here. We're going to have more texture. So chain 3, 2, 3, and then the next stitch we're going to start our back post double crochet. I can't even say it. Front post double crochet, and then a back post where we bring our hook through the back, and a front post, making sure not to catch extra yarn. But as you can see, I mean, I'm really trying to slow myself up for the camera. I hope I'm not too fast, but you can really, if you really get in the zone, you can really zip along and get this done pretty quick. It's amazing how these stitches work up when they're kind of easy like that, but you get such a nice look from it. And double crochet in the last one. So then we turn it, and then row 14 is a double crochet. And I keep hitting that. I'm sorry. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then double crochet in each one. And we've got 2 more rows to go, and then we have been through the 16. The only thing different on some of the rows, like I said, is whether it's a front loop or a back loop, or a front post or a back post double crochet, because I'm trying to make sure. My goal was to keep the texture to one side of the blanket. The front loop and back loop double crochets or post double crochets, that actually has texture on both sides, but the other stitches do not, because this is the back side, and then this is the front side, where we have all of the texture on one side. And then row 15 is a double crochet. So it starts off as all the other rows is a chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And then yarn over, and we're just going to do a regular double crochet. Now this little swatch is looking silly because it's kind of long and kind of narrow, but the blanket itself, believe me, looks really nice. It's not disproportioned like this is. I just wanted to make sure that I was able to show you these stitches and how this all worked. Let me show you here. We have 1 more row to go, and that last row, if my yarn would not knot up on me. I don't know why, when you're trying to show somebody something, it seems like the yarn sticks. It'll get in every gap by the camera. It'll like wrap around my fingers. It'll knot up. Oh my, and otherwise I won't have problems at all for a week. Okay, for row 16, we are going to do a chain 3, 2, 3, and we're almost done here. This is the back side. This is the side where we have all of our detail on. So we want to get our detail to that side again. So how are we going to do that? But with our front post double crochet. So we're going to put our hook in front of our work, behind the post, and then bring up our yarn and do our double crochet. So it's a front post double crochet. And so yarn over, put your hook behind the post you're working on, but in front of the other work, because the ridge is created on the other side. You see how the ridge is starting? So here we go. We're going to keep doing it. And then this pattern is a 16-row repeat. However, some of your front loop or back loop or front post or back post may be a little bit different, just because I want to keep all of the texture on one side. I know that with the front and back post alternating, the texture's on both sides, but I really want to keep the texture on one side. So make sure that you follow the pattern, and here we go. We have the first 16 rows done, so now let's work on the border. So in each corner, I just yarned over, like starting right here. I put my hook right in here, and I did 3 single crochet. 1, 2, 3. And then in each chain 3 spot or double crochet spot, I did another 2 single crochet. So I just, as I went up the side, I just did 2. So in each one, 2 single crochet. And I've done this all the way around, and it was just very easy. That way I didn't have to try and worry about how many stitches, counting it, trying to even it out. It worked out very, good Lord. I can't believe this. Okay, it worked out very nicely where I just did the 2 single crochet in each spot. And so this is actually the first round of the border, where I did the 2 single crochet. And once you've been doing double crochet, it's really hard to remember not to yarn over and do the double crochet, just to do the single crochet. And let me show you how this look. So you can continue on down the side, and then as you come around to each corner, you do your 3 single crochet, end up back here with a slip stitch. And then I'm going to show you how to do the round 2 for the border. Okay, just to do a quick recap. I had ended over here, and then I did 3 single crochet in this corner, and then on each double crochet or chain 3 spot, I did 2 single crochet. All the way up the side, I did 3 single crochet here, and then in each single crochet space stitch, I did another single crochet, and then 3 single crochet here, and then 2 single crochet in each either chain 3 space or double crochet space, come back around, and then 3 single crochet here, and then a single crochet in each stitch here. So I've slip stitched back into this first single crochet. The second row of the border now is to just do a double crochet in each stitch. So I start off with chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then in every single stitch, I'm going to do a chain 3, but in each corner to make sure I ease the corner. So this is going to be my first corner stitch. I'm going to do 3 double crochet, because I've found even working granny squares and stuff, unless you really do those 3 stitches in the corner, it just doesn't lay flat. So the corner stitch gets 3, everything else gets 1 double crochet. So now I'm just going to continue to work a double crochet in every single stitch all the way around, making sure that I work 3 double crochet in each corner. And then I'm going to slip stitch back in the top loop of that first chain 3, and I'll meet you right back there. Okay, let's do a little recap. So what we did the first round around was that single crochet, and I've now done a double crochet around in every single crochet stitch, but in each corner I've done 3 double crochets, which makes it lay nice and flat. And now into the initial chain 3, I'm doing a slip stitch and bringing that closed, and that ends the round 2 of your border. So let's pretend that this was the bigger blanket, which is over here, but you see how nicely this is starting to look? Now the very last row is going to be an alternation of front post and back post double crochet. So again, I'm going to turn this over here because this is where I was working. But what I did is I actually did a little slip stitch because I want to get over into the corner stitch. So I'm slip stitching 1 over here, and I'm over into this corner stitch. So I'm going to do 3 double crochets in the corner stitch, because again, every round that we go, if we do those 3 double crochets in that corner stitch, it really helps us lay flat. So and remember, every corner gets the 3 double crochet. All right, and then in every double crochet stitch, you're going to either do a front post or a back post double crochet. So this post here correlates with this stitch here above it. So I'm not going to do anything with that. I'm going to yarn over, but this next one, I'm going to go do a back post double crochet. And because I started with back post double crochet, I am now going to come around and do a front post double crochet. And I'm going to do this with every single double crochet stitch. I did the front post, now I do a back post. And now I do a front post. And again, this is double crochet. This is all stitches that you used while you were making this blanket, right? And now it just gives it a really nice, fun border. So I'm going to continue doing this all the way around and then end with our slip stitch into here. But this is how we would work this all the way around. I'm not going to finish this right tonight here for you yet. It's actually night. My dog is sleeping in the corner. You can probably hear him snoring. My husband's at a board meeting, so here I am showing you how to crochet. So this is the border, and again, this is the single crochet here. It's in a lighter gray. Then the yarn all by itself went to a darker gray, and then the alternating front post, back post ended up being in a lighter gray. This one here, a little bit further up in the afghan, it was a lighter gray for the single crochet, and then the 2 grays for the double crochet, and then the front post, back post, but the double crochet were just about the same. And you can see in the corner where I did those 3 double crochets. So I hope that you make your own textured blanket like this. This was really a fun project to make, and it's a long enough project where you know, it's kind of relaxing. You don't have a whole lot of projects going on at once hopefully when you do this. But I think if you mark the rows off, it's going to be easy enough to pick right up where you left off. Thank you very much for joining me, and have a wonderful day.